93 Boxing. I'm back with another video. Most people look at Shawn Porter and they think, this guy's willing to fight everyone. But I feel like this guy gets a pass for doing shit that a lot of people wouldn't get a pass for. I'm gonna compare his stuff with Danny Garcia, and you let me know what you think, right? Because I'm noticing some bullshit out here. Shawn Porter and Danny Garcia both lost to Keith Thurman. He then went out to fight Andre Berto. I thought it was a good fight for a tune-up. Andre Berto is very talented, but never really exceeded on a high level. But he's still a good fighter to take, and he's a dangerous fighter, very dangerous puncher. I've always felt like Andre Berto is the bigger puncher out of the two, and Keith Thurman confirmed it. So, I was okay with it. We have to be able to give people a pass for taking a fight that's not in the highest level of competition after when they came off a loss. So, that's okay. I was okay with that, okay? But the fight was piss poor in the sense that performance was poor from Shawn Porter. Even though he got the knockout, it was with his head. He actually knocked him out with his head. He knocked Berto out completely, like he was out on his feet with that head that Shawn Porter has rushing in. But okay, shit happens. No one is saying that, oh, he's not fighting a top fighter, okay? He goes on to fight Adrian Granados. Now, during the Adrian Granados time, which was in November, I believe, notice here, Errol Spence is a champion. Errol Spence has a lot of hype. He beat the guy that beat Kell Brook. So he beat the guy that beat Shawn Porter, which is Kell Brook. And he beat him bad. He did a demolition job on Kell Brook in the late rounds. And, you have to give him credit because Kell Brook's a really good fighter. Not only that, he stopped Chris Algieri when no one else could stop him. He stopped Leonard Bondu when Keith Thurman couldn't stop him. So, he is... he has a lot of hype. He's a dangerous fighter. He has a world title. From what I'm hearing, he's selling tickets. And another thing, right? Kell Brook, he's selling some tickets out here in the UK. But the Brook Spence fight was actually a very big fight. It was actually a very big fight. It's not a Canelo event, I don't think. But in the UK, it was a big event. And that shows that, yeah, Kell Brook does sell tickets here. Errol Spence selling tickets here only means that he's a big name in the States. I've never been in the States, so I don't know. But actually, from what I'm gathering, Errol Spence is about just as big of a name as Shawn Porter, if not bigger, with a title, with a win over a guy that beat Porter. Not to say that means that Porter will lose to him, although I think he would, but that's another thing. He didn't call out no Errol Spence, okay? He fought Adrian Granados, and to be honest, in many ways, that's taking a step down, and he didn't look impressive. Shawn Porter then goes out and criticizes Danny Garcia's performance and Danny Garcia for fighting Brandon Rios. Let's be realistic, okay? No one cared that Shawn Porter fought Adrian Granados. Actually, a lot of people did, but many people still saw Shawn Porter as this, positive warrior when he's not. I mean, you see what I'm trying to say? Like, Danny Garcia cannot get a break. This guy has taken a loss, right? He has taken a loss against Keith Thurman, at least on paper. And most people feel like his loss was even worse than Shawn Porter's loss against Keith Thurman. They feel like Danny Garcia lost more convincingly. Okay, in that case, why are we criticizing him for taking the tune-up fight? I don't get it. The guy doesn't have a title. He doesn't have to defend it against anyone. Why is he getting criticism? I mean, I just don't get it. And Shawn Porter's trying to run up on him. Let's be real. Shawn Porter's Andre Berto performance was not that good. His performance against Adrian Granados was actually... it was a competitive fight and a good fight to watch, but it was below expectation from Shawn Porter. Let's be real, in my opinion. And in my opinion, Danny Garcia exceeded expectation. Exceeded it. Because we don't expect Brandon Rios to get dropped like that with one shot. And Danny Garcia did it. How about that? But either way, right? That's a tune-up fight. He's coming off a split decision loss. Shawn Porter's trying to run up on him, like as if he's cherry picking. No, that's a tune-up fight. Can this guy not get a pass for having a tune-up fight? How does Shawn Porter get a pass for having these tune-up fights? Because let's be real, we're not gonna pretend like Shawn Porter cannot get other top fighters if he can't get Danny Garcia. The welterweight division is stacked. If you can't get one or two fighters or a few fighters to fight you, if there's other options out there that are top fighters with a title, probably bigger name than you, a person who's got a win over a person who beat you, i.e. he has a win over Kell Brook and you have a loss over Kell Brook, then hey, shit, call out Errol Spence and fight him, right? If you want the best. But nah, this guy wants to, I feel like this guy wants to cherry pick a bit, but he wants to criticize other guys for taking the tune-up fight. I don't see why he's doing this, except that he wants to avoid Errol Spence. He wants a payday with Danny Garcia. Listen to what I'm saying, okay? If that fight plays out, I actually do not see Danny Garcia struggling that badly. I actually think Danny Garcia wins. I mean, actually, when I say struggling that badly, I mean, I don't think Danny Garcia will lose this fight. He will actually win the fight. I feel like he will win the fight. Danny Garcia has problems with people moving away. Great movement, great boxing ability, none of which Shawn Porter has. And that's the honest truth. He doesn't really have this... he's not a finesse boxer, if that makes sense. Keith Thurman was trying to be a finesse boxer and he did it pretty well. Doesn't really have a good jab, but has good footwork and foot movement. And he can feint. His foot feinting game was pretty good as well. Danny Garcia will, I feel, beat Shawn Porter more comfortably than what people think. I can't even believe people actually use this triangle theory. If Keith Thurman beat Shawn Porter easily, and if Keith Thurman beat Shawn Porter by a close fight, and he beat Danny Garcia really easily, that means Shawn Porter will beat Danny Garcia. Not how it works, because styles make fights. It's not an overrated statement. Danny Garcia has problems with people moving away from him, and the fact that Shawn Porter moves towards him and very aggressively, without the boxing ability of a Keith Thurman or a Amir Khan or any top boxers that Danny Garcia's fought, or without having the power of a Keith Thurman. Because let's be real, Keith Thurman hits way harder than Shawn Porter. I feel like Danny Garcia might be the slightly bigger puncher anyway. But Danny Garcia is very good at counter punching. Against Shawn Porter, he doesn't have to cut the ring off. It's going to be a fight where Shawn Porter might even get stopped. I feel like Danny Garcia is getting a lot of flack. He's getting a lot of criticism. You know, for not just being, in quote, a cherry picker, but also just his ability in the boxing room, which is underestimated. Shawn Porter's talking about he will outwork, out-punch, out whatever Danny. He can't. Nah, man. That's just rubbish. That fight will eventually happen. I don't see Shawn Porter winning the fight. I mean, he could because he has a high work rate, but nah, man, not happening. I don't see it. I think Shawn Porter gets stopped. Shawn Porter is pretty much the weakest link out of all the top welterweights. I feel he will be. I mean, I do respect him for giving us the fights that we like. You know, some of the fights that we want to see. You know, and him versus Garcia is a good fight. Him versus Garcia is a fight that I feel like needs to happen. It'd be a good fight stylistically. It will generate money. But you know, I do think he gets a pass for a lot of things that Danny Garcia doesn't get a pass for. So yeah, let me know what you think. Don't forget to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel, 93 Boxing. I'm out. 93 Boxing. I'm back with another video.